What is going on, guys? My name is Family Shucks and welcome back to another video. I'm gonna try and do this in one take Jake right here. But this is gonna be a quick recap on week 3 of trying to learn how to sell options. As you guys know, I'm in the process of trying to learn the basics of options and trying to advance my strategies in order to, one, increase the returns of my portfolio, make things a little bit more exciting for myself, and also just trying to make some consistent gains, because who doesn't love trying to get all three? I'll start off quickly by saying that I am not a financial expert, not a financial advisor, anything of that sort. As you guys know, this is purely for entertainment and for myself to just purely log my progression on my investment and trading journey. But with that being said, let's just dive quickly into the trades that I entered in this past week on October 19th, and we can hop over to the Excel sheet that I have that was tracking all of my trades so far. And first off, we laid out a plan of what we wanted to do last week in regards to the trades that we wanted to put in this week, because as you guys know, I'm trying to develop a strategy, be more focused and in line with things, and plan things out a little bit more better, so that way I'm not acting emotionally or irrationally when I see stock prices go up and down, because that's how you lose gains from what I've seen so far and also from personal experience. But with that being said, the first trade that we entered in was Rocket. It was a cash secured put, a weekly contract expiring that same Friday on the 23rd, and I put in initially at a strike price of $21.50 and collected a premium of $42. Now, as you guys know, last week we kind of did some technical analysis of Rocket, and we can hop right on over to the original chart of what we were looking at. And at the time, I laid out 3 support levels that we were kind of playing around with for the contract that I wanted to enter in for this week. The first one was at $21.50, obviously, because that is the original strike price that I entered the contract at, because I was kind of mainly looking at the support level right here, and hoping that in the short term, in just this week, that Rocket wouldn't really go that far deep and down as it unfortunately did, hoping that it would have bounced off this $21.50 support level, I guess. However, this support level wasn't strong enough, and over the course of this week, Rocket continued to plummet down. Now, when I was looking at it, I decided to kind of manage my options a little bit better. I waited until Wednesday. I probably could have managed this specific contract a little bit earlier on Tuesday, just after seeing the overall trend of Rocket going down to the depths of hell. And by the time I was going to close the contract, it was already well past my second support level at around $21, and it was already way below that at probably like $20.50. So what I decided to do was kind of play with the last support level at around $20, because $20 overall seems to be the general support line of Rocket so far. I guess if you want to be a little bit more specific, it's probably going to be right here. What would that be? That'd be about $19, $18.50, I guess we could say. But mainly, let's hop back over to the 20-day chart. Short term, I didn't think it was going to drop down too far past $20. So what I decided to do was on Wednesday, just hopping back over to my log, was that I closed it for $146, meaning that I lost about $100 for this trade. However, I technically rolled it. So what I decided to do was open up this contract right here, a monthly that was expiring November 11th at a $20 strike price, putting up a collateral of $2,000, but collecting $185 in premium. So I was technically rolling this contract down and out to a further expiration and also a lower strike price, in order to collect a little bit more premium, because I was capturing that downtrend that Rocket was going on. And what that resulted was that I was able to collect $79 in credit for this Rocket rolled contract, and ultimately, I profited, so that's nice, and I was able to get it at a lower strike price with lower collateral but collecting more premium. So I thought this was nice and worth it, so I was happy with that. And over the course of the week, we actually noticed a lot with Rocket bouncing off this $20 support line, and over the course of the week, Rocket was continually bouncing off this support line, which is something I like to see. And towards the end of the week, it actually started to go back up in price, which is nice. However, we'll see what happens next week. I feel like it'll still continue to travel horizontally between this $20 and $21 price range, but we'll see upcoming in the next few weeks. But in regards to this contract, the way I'm going to be managing is that I'm going to be looking at it at around 21 DTE or days till expiration and seeing if I'm able to close it for a potential profit, just because, you know, this stock is very volatile and I would like to hopefully close my contracts before election day, just because, you know, I guess there's a lot of uncertainty with things and I don't really want to play with anything, but we'll see when the time comes. Maybe if Rocket continues to be on this uptrend, I will just still continue to hold it and collect a little bit more profit and premium as the price continues to surge. But aside from that, the other trade that I decided to enter in at the beginning of that week was with Bank of America. As you guys know from last week's video, I did say that I wanted to sell a CSP on BAC at a strike price of $23. However, once the stock market opened on the 19th, I looked at the movement of Bank of America and noticed that it was very stagnant, hovering around this $24 to $24.50 price range, and I thought that I could actually play it with a $23.50 strike price, so I moved it up 50 cents and collect a little bit more premium, because I figured that with this movement of how slow it is, how stagnant it is, it's not really going to drop below $24. And as a result, I played it correctly and it expired worthless at the end of this week. So I collected a nice $9 in premium, which is nothing crazy, but you know, gains is gains. I can't really complain about that. So knowing that Bank of America was going to expire worthless, I still had around $1,900 left that I have saved up in cash, just in case I want to buy to close any of these contracts, because although I am selling CSPs on stocks that I would like to own for the long term, I am trying to avoid assignment and continue to roll whenever I can get credit, because I want to collect as much premium as I can before getting assigned. So with that being said, I knew that Bank of America was going to expire worthless at the end of this week because I was looking at it on Friday and it had a recent price surge. So I knew that that was going to free up about $2,300 in collateral at the end of this week. So I decided to use the $1,900 to kind of open another play on Rocket for next week. So as you guys can see, I sold it on the 22nd, which is a Thursday, and it is expiring next Friday on the 30th. And what I decided to do was, as Rocket was still on this downtrend, I sold a CSP at a $19 strike price, collected $20 in premium, putting up only $1,900 in collateral, which I thought was a nice theta play, playing off a little bit of theta decay over the weekend, which I think, you know, is something that I want to try and take more advantage of, because, you know, premiums are going to be a little bit higher before the weekend, because those 2 days do affect the premiums as the days kind of progress. So, you know, it was kind of nice to finally put my first trade in before the weekend and play it for expiration next Friday. This is the same concept. I'm still playing off of this $20 support level. I decided to go a little bit out of the money at a $19 strike price, just because I want this to expire worthless. Hopefully, actually, we'll see what happens next week, but I'm thinking based off of the technicals of Rocket, it's not going to stoop any deeper than $20. So this will be hopefully a nice free $20 by the end of next week. And with that being said, I haven't really looked too much into what play I want to do next. I still have 2 contracts open right now, both on Rocket. One is expiring on the 30th of November, so that's more long term. As you guys can see, it's a monthly. And another one is short term. So I'm already kind of in 2 contracts right now, and I think the best bet for me is to kind of just not do anything, just manage these 2 contracts for the time being and seeing what direction Rocket decides to turn in the next coming days and weeks, because I don't want to enter in a trade from the cash that was freed up from Bank of America with about $2,300, just because, like I said before, I want to manage my risk and also my, I guess, cash portfolio a little bit better, have that cash on hand just in case I need to buy to close any of these contracts, just in case they turn against me. So for the time being, these are the 2 plays that are currently open, both on Rocket, and I'm going to be sitting on about $2,400 in cash, just in case. But I think that is all that I really have for today. Nothing too crazy, just kind of a recap of the trades that I did this past week. And I guess for week 4, we're more or less just going to be managing the current contracts that I have open, so it's nothing going to be really too spicy. With that being said, that is all for today. Nothing too crazy, like I said before. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.